What's up, folks? This is going to be the second Monday motivation that I drop. And this is just something that I do every Monday where I try to just, give some motivation to whoever views my videos, all of my supporters, followers, friends, family, anybody that watches me. Today's bit of motivation is going to be that you can be anybody you want to be and you can do anything that you want to do. And that's the truth. Coming from somebody like me, somebody who was raised by a single mother, raised in low income, you know, always, grew up, not having as much as everybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so when I say that you can do anything you want, you can be anything you want, I mean that. Because again, I didn't come from a situation where it was handed to me. I'm working for everything that I have. And so I know that I can be so much more, and I want to be so much more, and I'm going to be so much more because, just like that picture, I'm focused, and just like that picture, I'm disciplined, right? And every day I get stronger, right? Okay. So I know that I can be anything, and I want you guys to know that you can be anything as well. You can be anything you want. And I feel like a lot of people growing up, especially, people that look like me, coming from a situation like me, don't hear that. They're taught you need to do this, this, and this if you want to even eat every day. If you want to have clothes on your back, you need to do X, Y, Z. But it's like, you can do so much more than X, Y, Z, bro. You can do A, B, C, E, F, D. You know what I'm saying? You can do so many more things when you work hard and you change environments, right? Because the environment that I grew up in wasn't the worst environment. There are a lot worse environments than where I grew up, but it wasn't the best environment, right? Because I didn't have everything at, right here in front of my face, right? I had to go work for it and go get it. But, everybody, that has a fully functional body and a fully functional brain, you can go get it, right? If you have both of those things, then you can get up and you can go get it and you can work hard for it. And that's what I'm doing right now, and I wanted you guys to know that as well, right? And if we're getting biblical as well, I believe in God, and in the Bible it says anything is possible with God, right? Matthew chapter 19 verse 26, it says with God all things are possible, or with God anything is possible, right? And so as a man of faith, I know that when I put God in the center of my life, and I'm also hardworking, and I'm also diligent, focused, and disciplined, I know anything is possible for me, right? Because anything is possible with God, and I know God is with me. I know Jesus is inside of me. I know the blood of Jesus runs through me. You know what I'm saying? So nothing can stop me from doing what I want except myself, right? Obviously, there will be hurdles in my path. There will be things I have to overcome. Sometimes I will take a L and I will learn a lesson from it, right? But even that being said, like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going, because my video last week was, you can't lose if you don't quit, right? Can't be a loser if you don't quit, right? Or you can lose, but you're not a loser if you don't quit, right? Because one L doesn't make you a loser. You can learn from that L and keep going, right? So that's what I've been doing, and I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna keep on going. And so the motivation for you is to keep on going too. If you're watching this, if you're going through a struggle, or even if you're in a good time, it's honestly, it's just as important to keep going when things are good as when things are bad, right? Because the second you take your foot off the gas, that's when your car starts to slow down, right? If you haven't passed the finish line and you take your foot off the gas, your car is going to stop and you're not going to reach the finish line. You're not going to reach your end goal. You're not going to get to where you want to get to, right? So even if you are winning, even if you are doing good right now, keep on going. Keep your foot on the gas, stay focused, and get to where you want to be, right? And then if you're not in a good spot right now, if things aren't going well for you right now, that's even more reason to keep on going. Because when you're at the bottom, when you've got nothing, you can't go any lower. The only place to go is up. When you're on the bottom, the only place to go is up. And so that's why I was grateful. That's why I am grateful that I didn't start with everything, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, anything is possible in this life with God. Anything is possible when you have faith. Anything is possible when you truly believe in God and when you truly believe in yourself, right? Because faith is not passive. If you believe in God, you're just asking for things. You're asking, you're not doing anything. You're not going to get anything. you have to do something to get something, right? So if you want this super high goal, if you want, to build this good physique, if you want to, get this six pack, if you want to build these muscles, if you want to be jacked, if you want to, be successful in life, if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to have these nice things, if you want to have a woman that truly loves you, you have to work for all that, you know? You have to work for that body that you want. You have to work for that physique. You have to work for that, that car. You have to work for that watch. You have to work for your wife. You have to work for your family. You have to work for your kids. You have to work for all these things for them to truly be, what you want. You have to really work to shape them into the things that you want, because nothing was ever given to somebody just because they wanted it, just because just because you're asking for it doesn't mean you're going to get it. You're not going to get it unless you give something, and you have to give effort. You have to give effort to get it. So anything is possible when you're willing to work for it, I don't really align with people who are like, I'm just a product of my environment, because at a certain point, no, you're not. You're choosing to be stuck in that environment. You're not choosing to move forward and leave and go to a new environment. There are so many, famous people that you guys see on the internet who started in one environment and now they live in another environment. Why? Because they worked for whatever their thing was for it to be so big that they could make enough money to move. You know what I'm saying? That they could get enough success to move and change their environment, right? And so take all those examples, take me as an example of me building right now. I'm nowhere close to where my end goal is, right? But I know that I'm not anywhere near where I started, right? I know I'm nowhere close to where I started. I'm way past that point, past that kid, past that guy, who, didn't have the things that I have now, didn't have the mindset that I have now, right? And it's really big about your mindset. You have to truly believe. You have to truly believe. If you can believe it and you can conceive it, you can achieve it, right? That's what that one says, right? And the sky's not the limit, right? Your mind is. Because anything is possible and you can be anything you want to be. So, yeah. Hope that helped motivate you to, keep chasing after your goals, to become a better person, to work hard, to put in effort, to, stay diligent, stay disciplined, and stay focused. Because, again, if you keep your foot on the gas, your car is going to keep going and you're going to hit that finish line. So don't take your foot off the gas. Keep going to your goals. Anything's possible. You can be anything you want to be. Peace.